So the Guyanese Critic is coming to you from West Demerara. This is a place called Bell West, where GPL is conducting a loss reduction exercise. And right now what you see going on there is GPL staff testing with meter illegal connections that running in the gutter, running in the ground, to make sure that electricity is being used. You getting a reading there? Let me see. Man, you got careful for walk around there. This dangerous that day. So you got you see for yourself, there's a reading there, and this is a illegal connection going. This is multiple illegal connections going, and then it comes down on the ground. And the process that GPL use is most likely people report these kind of things, because if you don't report it, it will affect you. If these wires bridge, it could affect you in many different ways. Maybe you going through a place, your family get electrocuted. Look at this whole place here is wet, and you got electric wires not taped up too properly running on the ground. So this has to do with people's safety. Then you got people who got the legit connection. You see, people got a legit connection. If this thing starts spark up, cause a fire here, loose up, you're gonna got a case where people now gonna lose the electricity to their homes. And a lot of time the transformer, yeah. Well, the transformer gonna be affected and everything. I tell you in layman terms, you can talk to the engineers just now. But just looking at this, I am looking and see how dangerous this is. You getting a feed here?
They just take off. They drop it off.
Watch it there.
They drop it off.
Okay, so some people, like, they become aware right away the signal going through that GPL in the area. But if you look at the connection and how it's done, it's a very ad hoc thing. You know? The wire going into the ground. How you gonna wire running in the ground? This place wet here right now. Totally unsafe. Yeah, brother. So GPL is conducting a loss reduction, and here me tell you, me put them nice as a header, because this is how you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with the people. But this thief in current, is thief in current as we call it. Right? Look at how this wire just run across, just like the joints, it even tape is like somebody just take a plastic bag, scotch tape and all them things. There's not to say it is watch wires running. You gotta watch the ground for see where current they here, right? But let me zoom in and show you. There's wires running in the trench. Wires running in the trench to these houses. Right? These are legit house flats. I don't know why the people don't, because you got the thing running here. So again, for those of you who've just tuned in to the Guyanese Critic, you got GPL conducting a loss reduction exercise in a part of the Bell West area in the West Demerara, and it's a case whereas this is very, very dangerous, and it affects other people who are paying the bill legitimately, and it's totally unsafe. You getting a reading? So some of them are still on, and what GPL, the process they do here, they come obviously based on reports they would have received, and then they test the lines, and you see, yes, it's pulling current, but there's a lot of lines here. Look at the amount of lines just hook up on this post like that, and then it runs on the ground. Watch this.
Plastic bag.
The wire joined with plastic bag. It run all over the ground. This is a totally unsafe area. Look, wire running in the gutter. Very, very unsafe. Oh my. How this can be dealt with. So what's the next process here, Chief? How does this work? Help me out here. You identify the problem. What's the next process? You're gonna start losing. You're gonna lose them.
At least the police is on its way.
Okay.
We're going to make some arrests today. and we will remove these illegal connections, and we have to use some of the wires as evidence.
Okay,
We
okay.
have the police in the prosecution.
Beautiful. And you guys are specifically the loss reduction unit.
Yeah, we're responsible for getting all our intelligence through customer who is being affected badly because the transformer is being overloaded presently with all of these illegal connections, and it's burning
Because
up.
let me get an understanding, just for the viewers' understanding. Now, look at this. This is like a little different area. And GPL, when they put the transformer, they were taking into consideration so much houses and put a transformer for that.
Right, not to,
And then you end up with a few hundred houses on the other side with illegal connections, and the lines might be leaking and all kind of things. So that affects it that in that way.
of course.
Okay, okay.
But you know what I'm worried about is that how any kids or human being being electrocuted here with all these
Yeah, the safety of the people. That's my main concern. I'm glad that GPL has taken this approach, and I think it should be done more because this obviously has been happening over a lengthy period of time. I'm supposed.
Well, we got information, intelligence gathering, and we have pictures. We hadn't known about this area whatsoever, so there's got to be a new area too.
Okay.
Because I think I understand most of these squatters are from Venezuela. They
Oh.
will be hooking on illegally on our system.
So I'm hoping this in highlighting this because I see new markings and the little houses, like they're trying their own regularization. And
But, important to note is that illegal connections, it covered under our Electricity Reform Act, and it's in Schedule 3 is a criminal act. And lots of people doesn't understand.
when an individual is charged, how much is there an imprisonment for that? Is there a fine? How does that work?
If you're found guilty in the first instance, you will be fined $75,000. And then if you discover again that you have illegal connections, you could be jailed for at least 2 years.
At least 2 years?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. All right.
But isn't within the law in Guyana, because it's a criminal act. You're stealing electricity from the company.
Okay. So, guys, you would have heard, and this is the gentleman on the ground here with the GPL's loss reduction unit. And GPL's got a special unit that deals specifically with addressing these issues. Now, if you live in a community, I got a specific number people could get to you guys on?
Yes.
No.
2255251.
225-5251. If you're living in a community and your neighbor's stealing electricity, you heard the number, go back, because I'm going to do this live for too long, but I'm hoping this brings some clarity people to understand. Now, the first thing, in the first instance when you get catch, the police is coming here, so arrests are going to be made I don't know how they're going to find the people, how they're going to arrest them, right? But the police are coming here, and what the loss reduction unit does, and obviously they have a bit of investigational skills and so on and training in certain areas. What they will do now is see where the wire is and how it runs, which house it runs to, photograph everything, use that as evidence. So who's responsible for this house? Who's responsible for BW 56, right? Who's responsible for BW 55? Right? Because BW 55, the white wires here coming from this post are gone to this house. Who's responsible for that? And they'll take the wires, use that as evidence, and in the first instance, you can be fined up to 75,000 Guyana dollars. In the second instance, you could, being caught stealing electricity, you can be imprisoned for up to 2 years. So, it's very important for people to understand. I mean, you look at all these wiring, and you look at how unsafe it is. You know, you could see the wire run clear there. The wire run there, come straight there. So the investigators are going to take out the photographs and do the necessary, because the police are on the way here. I'm hoping in highlighting this, people will understand not only the effects that you could have in terms of your being charged and so on, but the dangers that could cause to your children, yourself, the harm that it cause, because look at where these wires run. These wires run in the ground, right? Come from the post, and one has to ask oneself, imagine people taking risk and going till up there. And you know, the guy on the ground is saying that the transformer is being overloaded, because when GPL would have allotted or lot out this area, they would count 1, 2, 3, 4 houses in the direction by this way, right? And if you notice the line where the main line comes in, this is the main line coming in and going into the transformer that is going to cover this area. So they would have allotted a transformer here, or allocated a transformer for this location to ensure that it covers, well, how much house lot, how much streets. Then you find out that you got a whole community that come and add themselves to the transformer. So as the police come and arrests are being made, I will do another live to update you guys, and there are other locations there's be the GPL loss reduction unit is going to be going to, because they're on the ground here and they're waiting for the police to come and start removing. And there's a look at wires. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 posts, and each one of these posts got a whole heap of wires coming out from them. This is very, very unsafe and not very practical. So two things gotta be done. This gotta be addressed because it's a criminal. What wires it? This is a criminal act. And then how is the place gonna be? For 75, is it worth it? Whatever you're getting with your light and your fridge or whatever, is it worth paying $75,000 or going to jail for 2 years? You know, look at the wires. Then look at that web of wires up there. Very, very, very unsafe. And I'm asking myself, who does go up there? Is a legit electrician? This doesn't look like the work of a legit electrician. Then it runs down on the ground, right? This whole road here, all this area here is wet. Is it safe? What happened when? And people are known. It's not the first time. Look, you got a plug there over there. I don't know how that is work. What it's plugging into. A plug is right there. Look at the center of the screen. There's a plug there. So you got points and plugs and all kind of electrical things wrap up on coconut tree, and things running all over. You got things running all over the place here, which is totally unsafe and cause serious harm and injury to persons. So for those of you who've just tuned into the Guyanese Critic Live, I'm coming to you from a community on the west bank of Demerara. It's the Bell West area. And there's a bit of maybe a little squatting area or a place that has not been formally regularized, that the GPL loss reduction unit is in that community and looking at illegal connections to the grid, the national grid, that is actually causing problems for people. There's actually an unsafe situation for the persons who participate in what is an illegal activity. And I'm gonna come back to you with another live. So I don't know if the police are gonna be, if they're gonna be making arrests. I don't know how it's gonna play out here, but this is the process here right now. I'm hoping this live could educate you and, you know, ward off Guyanese from participating in these kind of activities.